This is the first show in a 4-part series on maintenance. It's probably the easiest one of the 4 periodic maintenance tasks. Here's what we'll be doing. First, we'll change the governor oil. And then we'll clean the fuel strainers and change the fuel filters. We'll check the engine coolant corrosion inhibitor concentration and check the operation of the crankcase pressure detector. That's it. All right, the first step is to shut down the engine. To change the governor oil, remove the drain plug or open the petcock and let all the oil drain out. When it's empty, close it up and fill it with the recommended oil as you watch the sight glass. You can see when it's full. Now crank her up. Because we need to adjust the governor compensation to get out any air that's trapped in the oil we just put in. This is explained in section 12 of your EMD manual and in the videotape on governors. Read through this before you get to the engine so that you'll already know what to do. Each type of governor has a different process. Let's move over to the fuel system. The fuel suction strainer, which is here on the accessory rack, is there to remove any foreign material from the fuel before it gets to the fuel pump. So, naturally, it's in between the fuel tank and the fuel pump. The engine will be shut down for this, as it will during most all the 700-hour tasks. First, remove the bolts holding the strainer shell. Pull it off, shell and strainer. Then, remove the wire mesh element. Clean it in a container of fresh, clean fuel oil. A brush will probably be necessary. Clean the shell, too. There's a spring on the bottom of the shell that's supposed to be there. It's spot welded on, so take care not to pull it off. When that's all done, get a new housing to cover O-ring seal. You should always replace all your seals and gaskets with new ones. It's just the wise thing to do. Put the strainer back into the shell and then reapply the shell to the strainer cover. Check the O-ring position as you install it onto the engine. Check for leaks after the engine has been restarted. Next is the fuel filters on the right front side. These are disposable and screw right onto or off of the mounted head. The filter has a pleated paper element with a neoprene gasket on the top of the container to assure a good seal. This control valve can direct the fuel flow from one filter to the other, so you can change the filters while the engine is running. Say while you're running up to operating temperature from changing the governor oil, you could change the filters. It's easy to do. They should also be changed whenever the fuel differential pressure has increased 9 pounds per square inch or more at rated speed. Flick the filter selector to one filter or the other. Remove the filter that's being bypassed. Put in a new filter, equivalent in quality to the original equipment filter. When it's tight, put the filter select switch on that filter and check it for leaks. Now you can change the second filter the same way. When that's done, check it for leaks too, and then return the selector switch to the both position. Mark them with the date they were changed. What we need to do to the crankcase pressure detector is a more critical operation. Located on the left side, it detects a positive rather than the normally negative pressure in the oil pan. Most older engines won't have these items, but if your engines do, there's a switch on the side of the detector that sends a signal to the alarm system. If a positive pressure builds up down there, the reset stem, which is latched, will be released by a diaphragm. If this happens, do not open any handhold cover or any top deck cover until the engine has cooled off for at least 2 hours. It could be an overheated bearing. If so, and if you opened a handhold cover, the air would allow the hot bearing to ignite the oil vapors. If your engine does get shut down, install a new pressure detector. Send in the old one for unit exchange. Even if you haven't had a shutdown problem, you still need to test it out. With the engine stopped, take off the cap from the vent on top of the detector. Get a hydrometer bulb and create a suction on the vent tube. This will simulate a positive pressure against the other side of the diaphragm. Do not apply a positive pressure through the vent tube because the diaphragm could be seriously damaged. Exhaust the air from the bulb before it's put into place. If the reset stem doesn't trip, try it again. If it fails a second time, replace the detector. Last is the engine coolant corrosion inhibitor. There's a test kit available from the inhibitor supplier. Use it to find out about the concentration in your water system. Nalco 39 granules or Nalcool 2000 are both good products. When all this is done and you've fired up your engine, check everything for leaks. The cooling system, the fuel filters, governor, and the fuel strainer housing. That's it for the 700-hour maintenance tasks. It's a snap.